Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction for you guys. Today guys, of course, we're here continuing the journey of Ben 10. This is Ben 10 Season 3 Episode 7. This is a very bizarre title. Monster Weather. No idea what that means, but okay. Monster Weather is the title for this week's episode. So, last week's episode of Ben 10 was very interesting. So, Ben, Gwen, and then Max a little later got to jump on and play the game. Ben and Gwen got sucked into the sumo blaster, sumo wrestler, sumo slammer. I think it's sumo slammer, right? That's the game. I think it's called. Anyways, they got sucked into this game and they had to play in order to get out of the game because Ben was playing at the very beginning. Gwen was bored. It was raining outside. Max is trying to sleep. And then she's like, "Can I play that game?" He's like, "No." And then, of course, when Ben finally gives her the controller, she beats the crap out of him. And in the game, she's doing really damn well. And since they got sucked into the game, the Omnitrix, the different aliens, were then placed as coins or something throughout the game where Ben finds them, he can turn into them. It's like, okay, so the game basically implemented his Omnitrix into the game, kind of modifying it in a sense. Very interesting. The villain was very interesting as well. He transformed kind of like Ben. Let's try that again. The villain was able to transform kind of like Ben, and then the hero of the game, essentially Ben, who's like looking up to him like, "Oh my god, you're real, you're actually here." Of course he's not actually real, but he thought Ben was the villain because he could transform as well. But then we go through the rest of the game, and it was just really a fun thing, and for Max to figure out some stuff as well and show up as a sumo and help them, it was really cool to see. And overall, enjoyed the episode. It's a very different type of episode for Ben 10, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm excited to get into this episode. I'm really enjoying the show. I'm so glad that you guys voted for it all. Like, feels like forever ago at this point, but thank you guys so much for voting for it and for starting me on this journey. And let's get into this very bizarrely titled episode, Monster Weather. Let's go.
Come on, we're gonna be late.
Okay.
Expect another scorcher with highs in downtown Chicago to top 90.
And with no rain in sight.
Hey, you're the weather guy. We saw you and your robot on TV last night.
The sounding anemometer metograph is no robot.
What are you doing?
What I should have done long ago. Reprogramming your circuitry. Instead of just reporting the weather, I'll finally be making it.
Okay, so you're gonna play God, basically. That's weird. Uh-oh. What the hell's going on? What in the hell is that? It's sucking people up. What the hell?
This can't be happening.
You did this. You did this.
An entity seemingly with a mind of its own.
An entity? You created the entity.
Don't you have anything time to like rip jaws, rip you to shreds?
Oh, man.
Okay. Okay. Nice. Nice. Ooh.
Go supernova hot
Superheat.
and turn its water into steam.
Oh. That's smart.
Oh, and velocity.
Getting dizzy.
Is this not a smart idea? That's cool though. That's awesome.
H2O to H2 no.
Is it really over though?
We came to Chicago for the music festival.
Which has now been ruined.
That is so not fair.
Fair. You know I've waited all summer to see shag carpeting.
Those weirdos make Wildvine look normal.
You
You just don't get it.
They're the same person basically.
Now I am everything you always wanted me to be.
It's too late.
No, is it?
And without me, make it rain.
Make it rain. Oh my god. The festival's still going on. Interesting.
I'd rather brush Vilgax's teeth with my tongue than wait in line to get those fossils autographed.
Oh my god.
We'll meet you afterwards. If Grandpa doesn't care what I want to do, why should I care about his dumb band?
Oh, Ben. Oh, okay. God.
Everyone in Chicago will remember you forever, Vance.
What? What does that mean? That doesn't sound good.
But for all the wrong reasons.
Nigel, I love the new.
Oh my god, he's gonna go on stage.
Jam.
Oh my god. So Ben can play drums. I didn't know that. Oh. Now he's a smoke monster. Careful, Gwen. Jesus. Thank you, Ben. Jesus. Yeah, let's get out of here.
I can't control it.
Of course you can't. You can never control it.
Actually, it is just as young.
Oh my god. How are you going to stop that? How do you stop that? I don't even know. Of course it can drive itself. I'm not surprised at this point. This is terrible. And there's no people on the road. Wait, oh, they're playing that game. Oh, okay. Video game footage.
Gotcha now.
I don't think you do. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
We need something to sort out its electrical power.
Yeah. And I don't think Accelerate's going to do it.
Winter I ever spent.
Right. And the sodium in the salt could short circuit it.
Oh. Of course, destroy the billboard with him. This is a disaster.
Build yourself a robot partner, Vance.
That's a crazy visual. Like a tornado. Ooh. There you go. Nice.
Hey guys.
Hi. Kind of weird. Okay, so destroy that thing.
Just that Accelerate could have zipped off to that convention without Gwen or me ever
Yeah.
realizing
Oh, like you think you know everything.
The Shag Carpeting concert will go on at the music festival.
Go back. Go back to the concert.
Fool me twice.
It's gonna fool you again.
It's time you
Just
went
break it.
offline for good.
I can't let that happen, Vance.
Oh, fake hair.
It's just the grooviest.
Grooviest?
Grooviest.
I thought
Let him
Grandpa's
have
shirt was
fun.
out of date.
Of course, here comes another monster.
Play that song.
How much worse can it get? Oh wait, it has all of its abilities now?
This city really has some weird weather.
Yeah,
It's like that
monster
big
weather.
from a combo platter of just-
A massive weather monster with the command of the English language?
Yeah.
Now that's something you don't see every day.
No, you don't. They're so lucky. That was ridiculously
Coming
close.
before.
Forearms. Okay, let's see what happens. Nice. That was smart. Oh, wow. I didn't know what was happening there. Jesus. Watch it. Ooh. Careful.
You're planning on using a frequency on the opposite end of the spectrum to short Sam out. Brilliant. I am.
Yes. I am? Sure.
Of course I am.
How about you jump in there, in the hole? Oh my god. Ben. There you go. Start playing random shit. Oh my god. It's self-imploding.
So are they still as good as you remember them, Grandpa? Ben Tennyson.
That's a weird way to listen to music.
Are you really rocking out?
Oh, sorry. Don't mind me. I was just enjoying music, how Ben does. That was a weird little moment. Anyways, this was a really bizarre but also fun episode of Ben 10. I really wasn't sure what to expect with Monster Weather as the title. And it kind of made sense because it opens with this music festival, of course, that Max wanted to go to. He was all excited about his favorite band or whatever is going to be playing there, which ultimately they ended up playing at the very end of the show. They actually continued playing. It's like, okay, well, all this stuff happened, all this crazy stuff, but we'll just play at the end of the show. We'll end episode, and we'll just play concert. So, okay, cool. But opening with the weatherman with some sort of robot or whatever that could predict weather or it calculates weather, I have no idea, but some sort of robot as his sidekick is kind of like, okay. And then, of course, this is what creates the different monsters that are in the weather because he sends it up. Okay, I'm going to change the circuitry. I'm going to do all this kind of stuff, and I'm going to create the weather. I'm like, this is a very quick turn for some weather guy that just wants, okay, instead of reporting weather, I'm going to create the weather. Okay, so you're playing kind of like God, essentially. Okay, cool. Like, just wasting no time. Just get to that part. So the robot turns into this gigantic water-looking creature and starts just causing mayhem at the festival. And it's like, okay, how do you combat this? How do you fight this? It was pretty crazy how just kind of things were just unfolding, and Everyone's just kind of running away. Ben's trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. It was just a lot of stuff going on, a lot of craziness there. And it's not till later when the robot becomes it's being sent up again to create the like black cloud smog monster, which all the pink lightning and stuff, is where the robot is like revealing that it truly has gone down a dark path, a very dark road, essentially, because it's like the people here will remember you forever, and then sending it up, and the robot's like, all for the wrong reasons. I'm like, ugh. Like, why didn't this weather guy, realizing that the robot you modified to send up to create thunderstorms at the festival the first time, why are you allowing it going to go back up again and try to do this again? Ugh, it's irritating. I'm like, but the end, this guy clearly wasn't thinking. So I think what was more destructive overall was the second monster it became, which was that smog black cloud looking monster with the lightning that was shooting out and destroying all of the city. It was kind of crazy how much destruction was happening. Of course, we're just seeing buildings and vehicles. We're not seeing actual people on the streets. It's like there's just no people anywhere. It's just all this destruction, but there's no people around. So I guess if you show people, the implication is they're dying. So if you don't show the people, the implication is no one died. But I'm assuming people did die. They had to, I would think. But it's a kids' show, so of course we're not going down that road. So the idea of spinning the thing out of the cloud, the actual entity of the robot, the portion of it, into the salt truck was very interesting, because I'm like, how do you fight this? Like, because now it's back again as another creature, and this one's even more deadlier. Now it's going into the city. It's not just at the festival. Now it's into the city as a cloud shooting all this lightning and shit. How do you fight this? So for Gwen to throw it out, well, Ben, you need to spin it out like turning into a tornado, and then send it down. And I'm like, okay, it can't be over, because the episode length, we're clearly not done here. But then they just walk away, and Gwen sees the weather truck pull. Where's the camera guy? Where did the camera guy go? Like, he was there at one point. Now he's just gone for the rest of the episode. I have no idea. But she sees the vehicle pull up, and she just kind of goes, and just goes inside to the RV. And typically, when they walk away from a situation where they think they've won the fight, it feels like they just kind of left so fast after they thought they won. And then, of course, the guy has to give a speech about, he pulls out the pipe. He's like, I should have done this. You fooled me once. Fooled me twice. Like, I'm going to destroy you. It's like, I can't let that happen. And then shocks him and everything. And then everything kind of just goes downhill from there, because the festival is continuing on. And what do they call it? I forget what the band was called that Max was so excited to see. But they were going to end up playing, due to popular demand, regardless of the fact, a giant water monster, and then this giant smog black cloud monster, which is the same thing, same entity that created it. But regardless of all that, we're still going to play a show. Like, that would never happen, but okay, it's a TV show. So whatever. But then there's a gigantic tornado coming, and it's, of course, the monster. Then it's revealed to be this gigantic amalgamation of the water monster with some sort of clay, concrete type thing or whatever. It was a lot. I'm like, this is a very, like I thought the first two things it became was really cool, like interesting designs for these monsters. But this is like a really bizarre, like even weirder design of it, like basically trying to create multiple different variations. It was kind of strange, but the episode and the concept was already strange, so to question and go, well, this design is kind of odd, is not really saying much, because the episode concept is kind of odd out there, because of the fact that it's a weather machine that is creating these monsters, and it's turning evil and shit, and it's destroying everything. The other part of the episode, in terms of the story, because of course we had these monsters that Ben and Gwen and Max were trying to deal with, and trying to figure out how the hell do we go about this, because when they usually fight villains, they're not these giant entity type things, like these giant monsters. So there was this other part of the episode where Ben and Max were getting at each other, like actually mad at each other, because Ben wanted to go to some sort of convention for sumo like the games or whatever, the sumo wrestling games, and his device that he had, like I guess a little gaming device, like a handheld Game Boy type thing, I guess, That's what was busted in the first when the first monster appeared, the water monster. And so Max wanted to go to this festival, and they make a point for Ben to go, well, what about what I want to do? And Max like, we've done all this stuff that you wanted to do. I want to do this for myself. I'm like, well, I don't think every single thing you guys done on your trip is for Ben and Gwen's benefit. There was some stuff they definitely wanted to go to, but let's be honest. There was a good portion of the stuff that we've seen in the show, like locations they've gone to, that Ben and Gwen are not too excited to go to, like they didn't want to go. So for Max to say, we've been everywhere that you wanted to go, like, well, not everywhere, because there's a good portion of the stuff that you took them to and that they weren't interested in. So it's about finding that balance. And of course, they're family, and they're going to get at each other's throats, because literally their whole lives have been upended in the pilot episode of Ben 10, where Ben got the Omnitrix. And look at all the shit they've been through so far on this summer trip because of the Omnitrix, because of the fact that Ben is a hero now. And so now they have to completely, like, literally, if Ben didn't find the Omnitrix, if the Omnitrix never landed on Earth, they would have had a pretty okay-ish summer, probably. I have no idea. But who knows, because if the Omnitrix never showed up, they could have been casualties to something that happens that they run into, because I think a lot of the stories they've kind of set up is that they would run into particular aliens or other type of entities like this monster weather thing because they're already there. It wasn't like, because there's some instances where they're being tracked, or, you know, they draw attention to something because of the fact that Ben has the Omnitrix. But a lot of it, they run into because they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. So if he didn't get the Omnitrix, or Gwen didn't get either, due to that alternate timeline where she got it and before him, it was like it was like basically the pilot over again, but they changed the story where Gwen got it. If neither of them would have got it, Max didn't get it, and never landed on Earth, they might not even be alive right now because of all the craziness that they've gone through. So there's that. But I'm glad at the end of the episode, Ben enjoying the music was like, you know, we don't have to rush to go to the convention. It's already, it's probably late as hell already as is. So is the convention even still going at this point at night? And he's like, do they play encore? I think it's kind of funny how Ben completely changes his mindset of this band. That's kind of strange, right? Yeah. And the whole idea of them destroying the final monster as well, where they're playing like an opposite, like an opposite like frequency or whatever with the guitar. Like, that was kind of crazy. Like, but okay. You know, it's like, how are they gonna find a way to destroy this thing? And it's because it's been running on a frequency, so they have to fight the frequency instead of actually fighting it physically, I guess, because they've tried it before, it didn't work out, so they had to find another approach, and of course they figured it out. So yeah, I think overall, very bizarre concept. They pulled it off pretty well, and Ben and Max were at each other's throats, and you know, they kind of set aside their shit at the end there. And I like how, too, Max kind of figured out in the middle of the episode when of course, the second entity was destroyed, sent into the salt truck, where Max is like, well, that's interesting how you were already accelerate when this thing happened. Yeah, just, you know, it's like, you sure you didn't use accelerate because you could have went to that convention and back without me and Gwen knowing? He's like, oh. It's like, you figured it out, Max. Well, then again, he was a plumber. He's freaking smart. Of course he's going to figure this crap out. But anyways, overall, I enjoyed the episode. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed my reaction. I'm curious to know, guys, what you thought about this episode of Ben 10. I'm curious to know your thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have, guys, please let me know in the comments below. And of course, as always, I have my playlist from our reactions to Ben 10. There, of course, it's always in the top of the description. It's always there to go back and watch episodes you may have missed, or rewatch the episodes to kind of refresh on how my journey has been so far. It's been great covering the show. And yeah, in a few weeks or so, I'll be making a video kind of discussing, to verify and clarify with all of you, how do I watch Season 4? Because apparently the ending of the show is at the beginning of Season 4 in terms of what HBO Max has uploaded. So I'm going to make a video in a couple weeks to discuss that in full, to make sure I understand exactly how to watch Season 4 so I don't screw it up for myself. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed it. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out, everybody.